Hey, everybody. Welcome to Terror Talk and happy Halloween. Tomorrow is Halloween.
Can you believe it?
Could not be any more excited about that.
I
Although
love this season.
I'm exhausted and Halloween's over for me.
I mean, there's a lot of buildup.
Yeah, there's a lot of
buildup,
stuff.
and there's a lot of stuff going on. But I always like this time, that in between. We talked about this on an episode last year, the in between Halloween and Christmas. I forgot that guy had a name for it, but it's a cool part of the season because I actually really love Thanksgiving. I think
It's the taint, really.
Yeah,
Between Halloween.
the taint.
Between Halloween and the holidays.
I love it.
It's the middle ground.
I think he talked about it in like relationship to, it's not yet the hardcore Christmas shopping. Like
Right.
people just kind of, and then when Black Friday hits, it's double down out for the kill.
Yeah, these 3 weeks or so we're
People
like
are just kind of easing.
chilling in the fall,
Yeah.
watching football.
And then right after Thanksgiving, it's like do or die.
she becomes ridiculous. We get like bombarded with all the ads and everything.
Oh my God.
So yes, this is a nice time of year. We're going to do a little what the hell.
The world keeps getting crazier. I think every time I go to do one of these episodes, I think that it's going to be harder to find stuff.
No.
But if you dive deep enough,
Yeah.
it's
Honestly,
all in front of us.
it's never like we have lots of themes, right, that you see over and over again. But there's always new stories.
Yeah.
And then finding old stories that you are. So let me start with this.
Okay.
A Washington state woman calls 911 after being hounded by up to 100 raccoons.
No.
Yeah. Sheriff's deputies in Washington's Kitsap County frequently get calls about animals, loose livestock, problem dogs. But the 911 call they received recently from a woman being hounded by dozens of raccoons swarming her house.
How does one... First of all, hold on. Before you go on, my imagination goes to how does one get that many raccoons in, let alone one?
Right.
And are you a hoarder? What are they going in for?
Right. Well, supposedly, she said that those raccoons were becoming increasingly more aggressive and demanding food, and they would hound her day and night, scratching at the outside of her home, at the door. If she pulled up in her car, they would surround the car and scratch at the car.
This is a horror film.
I know, I was thinking like Raccoon City. Oh no. Surround her as if, like, so if she tried to go to her front door in her car and she couldn't really do that and like go outside, she would have to like bring food with her and give them like food so that they would go
I can't.
away so she could get in.
She's probably enabling them by doing that.
Yes. So here's what we know. She told deputies that she started feeding a family of raccoons decades ago. Decades.
Oh, okay. So here's the backstory.
Mm-hmm. And it was fine until about 6 weeks before this incident, when the number showing up went from a handful to over 100.
These motherfuckers
Yeah.
went outside of their community and said,
This
hey
bitch.
guys, I found this bitch. She's going to feed us. And like an army. Oh my God. I don't feel sorry for her.
No, I know. I don't either.
She tried doing a nice thing.
She did. And I get it. Like, everybody jokes about like wanting a pet raccoon and stuff. And I understand. And people have them. Like, I watch social media. Like,
Yeah, one.
people have raccoons in their home. And
Oh my God.
so the sheriff is like, this is a nuisance problem of her own making that she has to deal with.
Yes.
Yeah. So
This is why it says don't feed the bears.
yeah. So she basically, what happened is she stopped feeding them.
I got
And then
pissed.
the raccoons appear to have started dispersing now that they can no longer be fed. And, you know, so it's a positive outcome, but like
Are there pictures?
there's a picture of like there's a little video and everything. It's on it's on AP News if anybody decides to look at the pictures and the video and stuff.
I can't. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, this woman.
Yeah.
This is called fraud. Pretends to be a sign language interpreter and starts doing random things on camera.
Oh boy.
Then it says she.
Oh, I remember this woman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It says she just stepped in and said, "Watch this mess."
Yeah, I followed that story when it first happened.
Oh Christ. Okay, well for the audience, here we go.
I love it.
So the writer of this article says, right before you fall asleep on the operating table is a prime example of certain expertise you must have, like an anesthesiologist. The same goes for sign language interpreters who need rigorous training and extensive experience before appearing on the national news. Nonetheless, every now and then, a fake interpreter. So you may have read a different story because according to this article, there are quite a few.
Yeah, this happens pretty regularly.
Okay, which is, to me is hilarious. So makes her way onto the telly. So this must have been Europe. And every time it leaves people baffled. This is exactly what happened with Derlin Roberts. Is that the name?
I don't remember.
Okay. Whose case was brought to the attention of the TikTok community in recent weeks. Roberts hit the headlines back in 2017 as the sign language interpreter. Oh my God. For a major police news conference announcing the arrest of a suspected serial killer in Tampa, Florida. So here's what happens.
Okay.
At first glances, it appears that she's translating the words of the Tampa Police Department Chief Brian Dugan. But it didn't take long for people to realize she appeared to be signing complete and utter gibberish. Many were left wondering, not only how has this happened, but why?
Yeah.
What would drive someone to want to do this? So, police spokeswoman Janelle McGregor told Inside Edition at the time, she showed up and presented herself as being here to provide interpreter services. It's part of something we're looking into. We want to know how she found out about it if someone hired her to come to the conference. I mean, before I go on, I just imagine this woman sitting at home, like eating her Cheetos on the couch and going, I want to be part of that. I'm going to go be their interpreter. As for what she'd really been saying through sign language, a real interpreter named Wendy Rossi translated for the outlet. Ultimately, she wasn't making any actual phrases or statements. Approximately 3 minutes into the conference, she reportedly signaled, kill 55 million, unintelligible, please, unintelligible, arrest killed, unintelligible, work school work, 4-1 kill, unintelligible, 3 old 2 4, now I will have ask want, unintelligible, about 2 times night. Rossi added, the deaf community was being left out of important information in their community. Reports suggested that Roberts was questioned by the police after or for her actions, although there's no news on whether she spent any time behind bars. Nonetheless, the Daily Mail obtained police records showing she had previous convictions for grand theft and burglary and even served a 5-year sentence on a felony fraud conviction before being released in 2016. Whatever the case, TikToker Idkor shared a video on the unusual occurrence, writing, a true fake it until you make it, queen. Jesus. Thousands of people expressed their thoughts on the bizarre case, with one joking, she needs an Oscar. I want to know her motivation, said another, while a third added, she just stepped in and said, watch this mess. A fourth wrote, the fact that she dressed up and came to do this is killing me. Laugh my ass off. The dedication.
Yeah.
Others were just shocked by the reporter saying, it's happened again? Including this person who asked again, this is a common occurrence? Maybe not common, but this has certainly happened before, perhaps the most memorable being the guy who signed absolute nonsense during Nelson Mandela's memorial service. Mm-hmm. Who are these people?
It's just a way to
get in front of a camera.
Yeah.
I love the person that was just like, she just stepped in and said, watch this mess.
I know.
Oh,
she's
God.
like, I made it. You can too.
Oh my God.
Too funny. I have a follow-up raccoon story.
Awesome. It's like my fart stories.
Exactly. Yeah. And I wanted to add this one with the raccoon story, but then I have another one that I can go on to. McDonald's brawl at Rideau features punches baby raccoon produced from sweater. I love the titles.
Wait, what?
So there's a McDonald's brawl.
Okay.
Like a bunch of dudes get into a fight.
Gotcha.
And it's hilarious because the social media accounts and then the pictures that are and the little videos that are from this brawl what it is you see the brawls start. You see the dudes start hitting each other in the middle of McDonald's. There's all these guys. I'm like, what is happening at McDonald's? Are we having a sweat lodge? What the fuck is happening?
Is it the fries? What did it to
Right.
them?
So I don't know what the fight was about because I don't really fucking care, because in the corners of these videos, so there's one video where the fight starts out, and then on the left side of the screen, there's this like older man, and he's just like on the edge of the screen on the left, and he pulls a baby raccoon out of his coat and holds it like Lion King.
Oh my
God. Like
in the middle
hand.
of the fight?
Yeah. And then it cuts, right? And then you see another clip where it's like the other direction of the fight. And there's a bunch of people fighting, and he's got a cigarette in his mouth, and he's got the baby raccoon in his jacket again, and he's like letting it watch. And then you go to the next clip. It's just fucking hilarious. It's like nobody's watching the brawl. Everybody on social media is watching this guy. 30 seconds later, the raccoon is produced again.
Like peekaboo.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I guess the videos have only garnered like about 68,000 views, but there's each clip, there's this little baby raccoon that like this guy's taking out. He's smoking a cigarette and holding his raccoon, like watching I don't know.
Was he actively fighting?
No, he's watching.
Oh, he was a bystander.
Yeah. And
he
the
wanted
baby
his raccoon to be part of it.
Yeah, I wanted to watch the little baby raccoon. Okay, moving on to other ridiculousness.
Well, I had another one, but before I do that one, I thought this one maybe lines best with what you just read.
Okay, cool.
This is called More Crazy Laws in Florida.
Oh, alrighty.
So
then.
this is a quick one. It's 5 laws in Florida.
Oh God.
Okay. The first one is strapless dress regulations. Under law, men cannot wear strapless dresses in public.
What? Why not?
However, the law does not regulate other types of dresses. Just not strapless. There must be something against men's, like back in the day when women couldn't show their ankles.
Yeah.
Men can't show their.
We don't want to
shoulders.
see hairy shoulders.
Like,
What are we talking
I don't
about?
know.
I don't understand.
Watch what you sell is the second one. Florida prohibits parents from selling their children. Hopefully, this is also a federal law, Shannon.
No, I'm hopeful.
Yeah. Animal imitations. When in Florida, it's illegal to imitate an animal. I don't like. What if a child does it? Yeah. In Florida, you'd be arrested for that.
What about a dinosaur? Could I? No.
I don't know. They don't. They
Oh, my
probably don't
goodness.
believe in evolution because it's
Really-
very Christian based.
Really cramping our style.
All right. Eating cottage cheese.
No.
No. You can eat it, but there's a
While
law.
wearing a strapless dress, making an animal call.
Only if you're a woman. If you're a fan of cottage cheese, be careful if you're in Tampa Bay.
Okay.
It's against the law to eat any cottage cheese after 6 p.m. on Sundays. That's it.
That's the
I don't
end
know
of the information.
I don't know who the cottage cheese like police though is, unless it's like
Right.
1984 and they have like Big Brother that can like sniff out if someone is eating after 6 o'clock. Like today, we record on Sundays.
Yeah.
So like pretty much like an hour and a half before we would be done recording. If I wanted to eat cottage cheese, I'd have to get home really quickly.
Yeah, like I'm going to have some before
because
we're
after
done.
6 you can't have it.
Now, so this is one of those ones I really want to know the origin story
Same.
of this.
I'm curious why that's so offensive.
And how
Maybe
it came
because
about.
you'd think it would get cooler in Florida after 6 o'clock, and so like cheese would be a more appropriate time to eat.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Anyway,
Yeah.
I have one more for you. This one's serious.
Oh,
This is parachuting restrictions.
okay.
If you're an unmarried woman,
Okay.
you may not parachute on Sundays. Again,
With cottage cheese,
if
making
you
an animal. No.
yes, if you do, you can potentially face fines, arrest, and jail time.
Okay. I don't know why.
There you go.
I mean, if people want to parachute,
Not if you're
you
an
get to
unmarried
die
woman.
on any day.
Not if you're an unmarried woman.
Apparently not. Okay, so
Yeah, do that with your spouse. Probably it has to be a male spouse.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Now we can't even parachute.
No.
Taking those rights away too.
I mean,
My God.
what will they come up with next?
What's next?
To oppress us.
No, I can't even parachute on Sundays. Motherfucker.
Naked peeping Tom.
Why do they have to get creepier? Like, it's already bad enough they're peeping, but then they have to have their peeper out to peep.
Yep.
Keep peeping.
Peeping. A couple got quite the surprise on New Year's Eve when a nude man wearing a presidential mask creeped into their breezeway. The man, who was naked except for what appeared to be a Ronald Reagan rubber mask covering his head and a sock covering his pee-pee.
Oh, at least he put that over.
Yeah. He just ran off when they saw him, but there's photos. Of course, like from the Ring camera.
Of the mask and him just running naked?
Him squatting, actually,
Oh,
is the
God.
first picture of him, like, squatting and trying to hide underneath their window with
Maybe
the mask
wear
on.
black and not a mask if you're
Naked
trying.
peeping. And he's a white guy. So
He's just shining in the light.
we're just shining right there in the Ring camera.
Oh my God.
That woman says, I know a lot of people are laughing about it, and honestly, I did get a chuckle from it later, but at the same time, it's very concerning. I don't know what he was planning on doing. He was just planning on peeping, lady,
He had
and
a
getting
fetish.
off,
Yeah,
obviously.
It's a fetish.
He could have been messed up on drugs or alcohol, and that mindset, you just don't know what to do with someone.
I think that it's funny how people go, they must have been on something. It's like, no, some people are just, this is a fetish.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was a prank, like, that's unsettling, and it's a predilection, so to speak.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You'll appreciate this one too. Woman in cow suit had been arrested many times. Okay.
Well, sure.
Middletown, Ohio.
Was it always a cow suit or?
A Middletown woman is behind bars charged with disorderly conduct after she was arrested while wearing a cow suit. It happened Saturday in the 3100 block of Wilbraham. Okay, it's what happens after. Police say Michelle Allen was getting in the way of traffic and chasing children while wearing her cow suit.
Mm-hmm.
She's also accused of urinating on a neighbor's front porch.
Okay.
Okay, the worst part is what comes after this. Okay. According to the police report, Allen smelled strongly of alcohol and threatened the arresting officer, which again,
Right.
like we were saying, sometimes that is involved.
Yep.
Police say this is the 50th time she's been arrested.
Oh.
Even after 50 arrests, this was still a surprise, said Major Mark Hoffman with Middleton Police. So here's where it gets fun. Allen was also wearing the cow suit when she appeared in court Tuesday morning, and her antics didn't stop there. I can't. She got up to the court and was challenging people to suck my udders, said Hoffman. Investigators say they now know why she was dressed up. We now think that she may have been engaged in promotional activities, a local haunted trail, said Hoffman.
For udders.
There was another employee there that came to repossess the cow mask. Allen is in Middletown jail serving 30-day sentence on the charge, and they say that she, quote unquote, utterly refuses to move out of her outfit. Suck my udder.
Oh.
To the judge.
Come on. And then squatted and peed in the middle of the courtroom. Oh my God. Ridiculous.
That one's right up there with the bees.
Yeah, right?
Oh,
my
God.
God. So, speaking of being drunk, after being arrested for drunk driving, a Halloween reveler wearing only a trench coat and a piece of cloth that looked like a penis attempted to eat toilet paper in a bid to foil a breathalyzer test in Iowa.
Oh, God.
Cops pulled over Ross McDonald, 39, after they spotted him driving the wrong way on an Iowa city street around 3 a.m. McDonald was extremely confused and could not tell officers what bar he was coming from.
Oh, that's always a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure what I was doing before this.
He claimed to have consumed only 2 drinks and had bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and an unsteady balance.
Isn't that something? He's got the tolerance of a 5-year-old.
Right?
Yeah.
Must have been real thin.
Yeah.
He also appeared to be dressed in a flasher costume.
What is that, like a trench coat?
Yes.
Okay. And socks.
Definitely was only wearing a trench coat, is the quote, and a piece of cloth that looked like a penis.
A piece of cloth that looked like a penis?
It was Halloween, so we're not sure what he was doing there.
Okay.
Upon arrival at the police precinct, McDonald, quote unquote, attempted to eat toilet paper, thinking it would mess with the breathalyzer. McDonald had initially refused the breath test, but changed his mind after attempting to eat the toilet paper.
Wait, so, okay.
Yeah.
I'm following.
He's
okay.
he's a bright one.
Yeah.
And a drunk one.
Wow.
He was measured at a .165, twice the legal limit.
Wow, that's a lot of fucking booze.
Yeah, since unfortunately McDonald has prior drunk driving convictions, he was hit with a felony charge carrying a maximum of 5-year prison sentence, and seen in the above mugshot, which is priceless, by the way.
I love that he was quote unquote dressed as a flasher.
To show Kathy the mugshot.
Oh.
So
I only had 2 drinks.
he's like sighing with his lips
so
poked out in the
disappointed in
picture.
himself.
Yeah. This is on a site called thesmokinggun.com.
Jesus Christ. The mug shots are always classic.
Makes me giggle.
I mean, look up the cow woman.
Right?
All right, so I have 2 short ones that I can do one, and if you have another one.
I do.
Okay. So this one is called Teen Topples Porta Potty with Mother and 4-year-old inside, trapping them in feces and bodily fluids.
Okay. Thanks, Kathy. Poops and peas.
Teenager was allegedly toppled over a
Allegedly.
Yeah, over a
As if it was a lie.
It's a lie. Someone clearly made this up.
I did not topple.
Over a porta potty at New Hampshire Park on Wednesday, covering the mother and 4-year-old daughter inside with filth, according to the police. Aiden Studer, 18, accused of pushing the John. I love when, a man wrote this.
Yeah.
They called it the John. My dad says that. I have to use the John. Dad, just see the fucking bathroom. Pushing the John from behind. That's a whole other episode.
Yeah, right.
From behind so that it landed on its door. Oh, God. So they were like trapped inside.
Oh, yeah.
Trapping the pair inside the disgusting box.
Yeah, poop and pee all over you.
The pair, meaning the mother and child,
Okay.
reported being covered in feces and bodily fluids, Manchester police said. I love how the pair reported this. Did the 4-year-old stand up and go, I was covered in feces? And,
I got poopies, mommy.
right. Witnesses, can you imagine the hysteria that going on in there, though?
The screaming and the yelling and
The smell.
crying and oh God. And I like how they say feces and bodily fluids. They don't say feces and urine. They
Right.
say feces and bodily fluids, which suggests other bodily
Could have been
fluids.
semen in there,
Yeah.
blood.
I love how they
that's
just
really
indiscriminate body fluid. We're not really sure.
That's really scary, like unsafe.
Yeah, gross.
So witnesses told police that Studer had been arguing with the mother near the porta potty at Dairyfield Park until she went inside to assist her daughter. That's when the vengeful teen allegedly struck.
Oh.
They weren't inside for long, however. Bystanders rushed to free the mother-daughter pair. Studer allegedly ended his tirade by throwing an unknown object at officers because he couldn't just be arrested. He also then had to have a shit fit.
Oh.
Who arrived at the scene. It does not appear as though the teenager knew the mother before striking. He was arrested, charged with 2 counts of criminal restraint and criminal mischief, as well as a simple assault on a police officer.
Okay.
Shit's happening, and no pun intended.
Shit is
this
happening.
stuff happens on the daily.
No, for sure. Like there are hundreds of these stories. When we first used to look these up, it felt like we just kept coming up with the harder and harder ones. But then I think we got a little bit better at finding the sources for hundreds of thousands of what the hell's. And I also people send them to me. Like
Oh,
people
wonderful.
give them to me too.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes they're like from Canada
Yeah.
or from elsewhere. Like Pepper's giving me some, Ice is giving
I'll
me
tell
some.
you something funny. When I was in London, there's a famous one that we've talked about before called Tesco Done Over. And I saw so many Tesco's when I was there
Yeah.
that I kept laughing to myself about like, oh, he was in one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we associated with that.
Yeah.
All right, so let me do this one. A man dressed as Lala, the yellow Teletubby,
Stop it.
broke into a friend's house early Sunday morning, removed Chinese food from the refrigerator, and dumped it into the man's purse before
I
escaping.
can't.
Kathy's trying not to laugh. Bethlehem cops probing the 2 a.m. break-in subsequently identified the male suspect, but the victim did not want to press charges for damage to his front door. Bethlehem Police Department report does not identify the costumed invader, who apparently has attended a Halloween party earlier in the evening. The scene of the break-in. Chinese food theft.
In a purse? He threw it in his purse?
Yeah, the man purse. Literally, the quote says.
I can't.
Literally, the quote says Chinese food from the refrigerator and dumped it into his man purse.
I can't.
Initially categorized as an incident of criminal mischief, the matter was marked cleared exceptional. Whatever that is, the charges were
Oh.
declined. Lala got off.
Stop. I can't. I none of this is good.
Can you? But wait,
This guy's a fucking
do you know
freak.
Lala? Because
Yes.
Lala is known for a crooked antenna and a sweet disposition.
I'm done. Maybe he was very sweet and just
With
very,
his man purse.
just very bizarre. Wanted Florida man tries to throw off cops.
Okay.
Florida man wanted by the cops tried to throw them off his trail by placing a big sign outside of his house reading, "Johnny Yates does not live here."
And does not eat cottage cheese nor wear
Yeah,
strapless.
it didn't work.
No, apparently not.
Yates, 41, who was wanted by the Polk County Sheriff's Office on aggravated battery, false imprisonment, and tampering charges, was eventually locked up. No shit. They show up at his house around 2:45 p.m. on Saturday after getting a tip that he was, quote unquote, holed up inside, the sheriff's office said on Facebook. When the deputies arrived, they noticed a note written on a dry erase board in front of a window that said, "Johnny Yates does not live here." The post said, "Gee, a dry erase board never lied to us before. Should we believe it?" So the deputies questioned someone leaving the house who confirmed that Yates was inside.
Did in fact live there.
Did in fact live there. So this person was not very good at covering up, which I don't blame him. I'm not getting involved in aiding and abetting this fool.
No.
But after surrounding the house for an hour and calling for the fugitive to come out, cops had to take it to the next level. So enough was enough.
Okay.
And they send the surrender smoke that was dispensed inside the house, and 4 people run out, but no Johnny. Okay. So the sheriff says, we call out some more. He doesn't come out. No response from Johnny. They send a second helping of the surrender smoke, and no response from Johnny. So they finally go in there with the deputies and the canines, and they locate Johnny. And he was hiding in a modified chest of drawers to block the smoke. Yeah, with regard to the 4 people who weren't cooperating with the deputies, they each received a parting gift, a charge of resisting an all-expense-paid trip to Grady Judd's bed and breakfast, who is the county sheriff.
It reminds me of this story that I didn't choose, and the story was about a drug arrest, and inside the bag, I guess, that these people were carrying, there was a bag that says "definitely not a bag of drugs." And they had all the drugs.
There's a lot of that, like people wearing their IDs into the banks or flirting with someone they're stealing from. Like, oh my God.
There's a lot of those ones where they're like trying to be funny about it or whatever with their friends, and then it's just stupid.
And then it's just fucking
looks
dumb.
fucking stupid.
It's fucking stupid. What the hell?
Oh, God, what the hell? Thank you very much, Cathy. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Terror Talk. My name is Shannon.
And I'm Cathy. Sleep safe, everyone.